Hello everybody. So I wasn't planning on coming live. I'm just doing a quick live. I'm in my car. I'm running around doing some errands today. And I was really guided to share and remind you that you're not alone. There is a lot going on. There's a lot being felt. There's a lot of things being broken down. So it's translating to a lot of sensory overload. We're experiencing a lot of sadness, sometimes unexplainable sadness. So we have to remember, as the collective begins to have these higher incoming energies, even if they don't resonate or they don't believe, they're going to be affected. And as they are, as the light comes in, darkness is shifted out, right? When light comes in, it makes space. It expands. It shines brightly on everything that is within us that no longer wants to be there, right? Things that maybe we have unhealed trauma from. We have unresolved issues. Sometimes they're things we don't even know. And one thing I wanted to share is when these moments come up, a lot of times we want to try to figure it out. We want to say, where is this coming from? Where is this from? And then we go through this list of, 20 things, 30 things. Oh, say I'm anxious. And, it's because I have to do this, I'm anxious. Or because of this, I'm anxious. And it's about bringing yourself back to basics. When you're emotional, when you're angry, go through it. But really ask yourself, where is it coming from and why? But don't give it reasons around you. Don't say, try not to say, it's because of this. Because a lot of times we have emotion, and as we're trying to figure out why it's happening, next thing you know, it's like, I'm upset because my car broke down and I have to move next month, or I have to do this tomorrow and this. When in reality, that emotion started without a thought. Usually, a lot of what's coming up is kind of unknown. So it's about embracing the emotion in the moment. You don't necessarily need to give it a story, but just breathe. Feel it. If you're anxious, remind yourself, I am safe. Really bring yourself an anchor down on earth. I notice that a lot of times I have this urge, I don't want to be here. And it's like, I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. And when I find myself doing that, I ground. I pull myself back down. I find anything around me that I am thankful for. I look at, my food, or I tell myself, I'm so thankful I had a hot bath last night and that I have access to hot water. Anything that grounds you into your physical reality. Find something and pull yourself down. Because as much as we are spiritual in the physical. So you can't ignore the physical that's going on. By ignoring the physical, you're actually ignoring the spiritual, because it's all one. And it's about embodying your peace no matter what you're doing. If you're driving your car, if you are working, you can go to work and maybe you don't want to be there. But in reality, you want the money, right? The money is good. The money allows you to live the life you want. As much as there could be restrictions and all these different things, focus on what matters to you and really ground now. Not what other people think, watching the news and getting all these updates and stuff. Guys, it's great. It's great to search for answers. Just be careful. Your answers don't lead to more questions, or your questions don't lead to more answers. Because we could ask a question and we sometimes don't want to wait for the answer. So we go searching. But that one question can turn into 20. And now you just feel even more confused. And it's like, well, when I try to find the answer, I get more confused. And what I say to that is, a lot of times the answer is within you. A lot of times the answer you want, and the part of you that's demanding this answer, it's coming from a place of control rather than just allowing yourself to be in the moment. You can be angry and still be connected. You can be annoyed and still be connected. You can be sad and you are still connected. You can be angry and just go on for a week and you're just angry and say it's been a rough week and you're lashing out at people. You're still connected. You're still just as worthy. You are allowed, you are meant to feel emotion. You know, I always tell people, we believe that some people can believe that the higher states you go and the higher consciousness you go, we remove emotion, but you don't. It's actually not the removal of emotion, it's the mastery of it. The mastery of emotion is where you are trying to get. So allow the feelings, but don't allow them to run you. Say, I'm in a bad mood, or I'm feeling, kind of easily irritated today. So ask the people around you, hey, can you give me some extra help today? Or is there something you can say to yourself? Hey, you're having a bad day, so be gentle on yourself. Be kind. I say I'm having a bad day, maybe I'll go buy myself a Starbucks coffee. Okay, something simple. And it's just like, that's for you, Tamara. It's because you deserve it. And sometimes it doesn't always feel like I do, but somewhere inside of me, we always deserve it. Nothing can take away your worth. Okay? Not your emotions, not your anger. If you go into meditation and say you've just had a really rough day or you feel angry, you can still go into meditation. You're not less worthy because you've had a bad day or you're experiencing sadness. When you're experiencing sadness, anger, all of these, and they're overwhelming, ask for assistance. Call on your higher self, your I am presence, your oversoul, whatever you want to identify with. It's you guiding you. So this is just a portion of you down here, but it's still you, and it's all you, and it's all worthy, and it's all deserving all the time. You are loved, you are guided, you are protected, and you have so much assistance. So in those moments when you're angry, so you're like, fuck the world, fuck everything, fuck this, fuck that. I've had those moments intensely. And, and it's the opposite of who I am. Who I am, I like to be kind and loving and giving. And sometimes I've noticed that maybe there's times where I overgive. And then I find I'm angry after. But whose fault is that? Mine, right? That's where the self-love comes in. That's where the self-care. What am I willing to do to make myself feel better? Does that mean crying? Okay. If I'm going to cry, or say I wake up and I just feel like crying, because that's been happening a lot. I've talked to some other people too, and it's quite common. I wake up, I'm anxious, my heart's just racing, and unbelievable sadness. So I just let it out. I cry, I don't say why, again, no, I just cry. I accept it, I feel it, I remember that I'm a cosmic being, that I'm connected, that I'm here for a reason, I have a purpose, I am strong, we are warriors, we keep going. We have the endurance of 1,000 men in each of us and more. Strong endurance and willpower and drive. So when those moments come, remember, you're not less worthy. You're not too stuck in the 3D world. You're not, there's nothing you're doing wrong. Okay? We can think, I'm in a bad mood. Okay, what is it that I did? What is it that I did, or what is it that I'm not doing? Rather than just being in the moment. Okay, right now I'm angry. Is there a reason? I don't know. Do I care right now? Probably not. Should I care? No. Sometimes it just wants to be felt. Just do your best to not take it out on someone who doesn't deserve it. Own it. It's my anger and I'm mad. And yes, that could kind of add to it right now, or that kind of just irritates me a bit more. And I could say something to that person, but in reality, the emotion is stemming from me, not them. Okay, it's me. So I own it and I say, I'm in a bad mood. Okay, I call on my guides. I ask for guidance. Is there something I'm meant to learn here, or am I just meant to feel it? And sometimes, even then, it's like, I don't want to learn right now. I'm just angry and I just want to feel it for 5 minutes and breathe through it or 10 minutes or an hour, whatever it is. Just don't take it out on anybody, but feel it. It's there for a reason. Usually anger is telling you something. It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to say, hey, look at this, look at me. I'm trying to show you something, you know. Your emotions are your friend, not your enemy. Move within, flow with it. Remind yourself you are epic. You are amazing. You are badass no matter what. No matter what. You were born that way. You will always be that way. Nothing can change that. Nothing. So in those moments, remind yourself of who you are and why you're here. It can be tough, I know. It can get so intense that you feel like sometimes like you're crazy or that none of it makes sense. And it can be painful and it can be confusing. And it's like, who am I? Or sometimes it's like, who am I even? I don't even recognize myself. And that's okay too. That's parts of you that are falling away because they no longer want to be a part of you. Your light is pushing it away. It's bringing it up, showing you, you feel it, you heal it, and you release it. So there's days where you can feel unsure of who you are, or it's like, what do I even like? Do I like doing this stuff anymore? Or everything you like to do all of a sudden one day feels awful. And then the next day it's fine. And then for a week it's just awful. And it can be so confusing. And remind yourself you are right where you are meant to be. And if things don't feel good that you used to do, just find something else. And if you don't know, reach out and ask. What can I do? You know, if this isn't helping and this isn't helping, and I've gone through my resources, my tools, I've used, you know, my self-care guide of like, what do I need? And you don't know, reach out. There's many, many, many of us, guys. There are so many. And you're not alone. You're not alone. Some days it's like 6 hours of crying for me. And I wake up the next day and I'm on top of the world. Okay? And then I could, honestly, from 8 a.m. to noon, I could go through the entire emotional spectrum. Twice. And I'm like, what's going on? Ground. Remind yourself, I am safe. I am protected. Everything that is happening, everything that is meant to happen for you in your situation is happening. Why? Because you made it that way. You planned it before you came. Everything you experience, even the shit, you knew it was for a reason. You knew you could. And remember, as you do, and as you find these paths and heal these paths out from the darkness into the light, you create a path. You leave torches along the way for thousands that have never been able to find a way out. You light the way as you find your way out. You're here for a reason, and it's epic. And the only thing you got to do is find your peace in your life, in your day, in your home, around you, wherever it is, no matter what it is you're doing, your daily routine, find your peace in it. And from there, you can change anything. You will be unstoppable. You already are. And sometimes we just need reminders. You're not alone. Love you guys. Keep going. We're doing so well. You're doing so well. Even if you feel like you're not, a lot of times when we don't feel strong and we keep going, realize that is your strongest because you don't feel strong and you're still going. Think about it. Strongest of the strong, bravest of the brave. I love you all. Keep going. I promise you got this.